What's up YouTube, and welcome to Detox Proxy. I've got the Forester all loaded up with my camping gear, and I've driven a good 4 hours down the highway. I've headed to Terrace and then north up to Kitwanga, and on the 37 all the way north. Now I'm off the side of the highway here at Jigsaw Lake and Bonnie Lake. So Jigsaw Lake is 10 kilometers away and Bonnie is 34 kilometers away. Planning on hitting Jigsaw Lake. There is a fire ban sign, but believe it or not, on the way here I passed by another wreck site, and the guy was actually like removing the sign. And I know that category 1 campfires are good to go this weekend, so gonna head to Jigsaw Lake. Hopefully no one's there. Get a campfire started. Let's go. So this is the Brown Bear Forest Service Road, and actually the guy that's removing signs, he's just pulled in behind me there, so he's really whipping down the highway. It looks very well maintained, very well groomed. The road does get a lot rougher a little further in, as you can see. Had to definitely slow down a little bit, but I'm almost at the first wreck site from what I can tell. Okay, I'm in the entrance to Jigsaw Lake. It's a pretty tight trail, and with the weather the way it is, I don't expect anyone to be here, but it's still before school goes back in. That's a cool little trail coming in, that's for sure. I think there's 3 campsites down in here, so okay, it looks like that's the outhouse. At least 2 campsites are open, and it looks like I'm the only one here. There's 4 campsites, and I can choose whichever one I want to have. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good spot. Well, I've made it. I'm going to jump out and take a little look around to see which campsite I want to take. I think it's going to be this one right up in the front by the water here. Okay, so I've had a pretty good look around. I've been to each campsite. I'm kind of in between this one here and that one over there. And this one's got the tree, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go over there just because there's a very light rain out right now. And I noticed that picnic table doesn't even have a drop of water on it because that tree's covering it, so might get underneath that tree. Down to the water here, I mean, the lake is very nice. I've seen a couple fish jump out of the water already. And there's this extremely sturdy kayak and canoe launch. I know it doesn't look very sturdy, but this piece of timber underneath all this wood goes well into the ground, and it sticks pretty far out there. So yeah, just coming all the way to the end here, I mean, it's rock solid. So dragging a kayak in here and kind of launching from this point be super easy. And this is a pretty good sized lake. You can see it goes out pretty far there. And I would imagine the fishing for bull trout is really good. Did you see that? Fish just come out of the water right over there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pull the Forester over to that other site and start setting up. I have noticed a few frogs around here, but I just saw this little frog, and oh, there he is. He's just so tiny. Hold up, little frog. Let me show you. Let me show YouTube how small you are. Now, let me zoom in on him here. He is just so small. So I guess realistically, like, my tent setup is so easy and quick to do that I can just put it wherever I really want to. If I want to move it over there later, I can, as long as no one else shows up and takes the campsites. They're kind of open to me, whatever I want to do. So I've got that done, and pull out the camp chair. I've noticed the mosquitoes are starting to come out, so I'm going to try and get a campfire going here. The wood that's been sitting here, I mean, it's all dried wood, but it's been sitting out the rain for you know, at least a couple days, because it has been raining a couple days here. But there's lots of it, and I brought some of my own wood to at least get things kicking off and started. So I think I'm just going to go look for some charred wood in the other pits and get a fire started next.
So Caleb suggested I fire up the farm's scissor lift.
I'm probably gonna call it an early night, and we'll get a good look at this place tomorrow, kind of walk through and show you the campsites and the entrance and stuff like that. Hopefully the sun comes out for a little while at least. Well, it's first thing in the morning. It's like 6:15, and I just couldn't sleep anymore. I just woke up from this crazy dream, and I kept on trying to remember what the dream was, but I just can't remember what it is. So I got up, took a leak. I opened up the back flap on the tent and kicked around the wood in the fire to try and get it to start up again. It looks like it might take off. So it's starting to smoke pretty good, but I don't know if it's actually going to light up or not. It should if it's smoking that much. There's like half that big block still in there. And it's a nice calm morning out there. So I am just going to lay here and try and drowse off at least one more time. If I can't, then I'll get up and start thinking about making some breakfast. So you see I got this big block from last night smoldering away. And pulled over some more blocks to help them dry out. If it's smoldering, that means it's pretty hot. And I'm just going to let it do that. The bugs aren't that bad, but it surely helps keep them away a little bit. And then over here, I'm ready to get some breakfast started, but I just made coffee. But nature's calling, so it's time to go check out the shitter. I've got some breakfast started, just some of that canned ham that I really like. Gonna have it with 2 eggs and some bagels. Time to eat. I can't quite tell where they are, but there's a pile of eagles out there. Actually, there's one diving. There's one doing some dives up here. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up. Just another super tiny frog. I'm just gonna go for a little walk down the trail, the one that I took in, kind of do a little review of the recreation site as I come back through. So from the service road, you can see that little bridge just probably going over a little creek. You got the sign for Jigsaw Lake, and the trail just starts down this way. And if you have something with lower clearance, you might want to just take it a little easier, slow down a little bit more. But overall, a really nice little stretch of trail come up in here. And then maybe a few 100 feet off the Forest Service Road, we get to the actual wreck site, Jigsaw Lake wreck site. The outhouse is back over this way, which doesn't smell very nice in my opinion. And then the entire wreck site opens right up to the lake. The first campsite, well, what I'll call the first campsite, is over here. Kind of treed in a little bit, and you get the fire pit, the picnic table. The picnic table looks like it's on a bit of a slant. And then the site that I'm staying in underneath that pine tree, which has plenty of room, and it's right up next to the water. And then across over here is more of this enclosed site. It's got a little bit more trees surrounding it, and not the most levelest ground to be setting up on if you're doing a tent or sleeping in a camper. And a little man-made fire ring. And then this last spot over here, I mean, it's really nice. It's out in the open. It's got nice grass. Perfect for your day site. If you're just coming to launch your kayak or canoe, I mean, that would be perfect just to kind of set up there and have a picnic, head out on the water, maybe catch a fish, that type of thing. And I think realistically, Jigsaw Lake is going to go on my list to return to for when I do get a kayak and want to do some fishing. I think this would be the perfect spot to launch from. There's been barely any wind all day long. You can see the water now. It's just got a tiny little ripple to it, but very easy to learn on. And it's quite a large lake. I mean, it's not that small, so there's lots of places to adventure to and kind of boat over to. And I think that's where I'm headed next year. I'm planned on getting a fishing kayak and doing some fishing and hopefully doing some catch and cook videos. That's the idea. I really think that I should be a lot more active when I'm out doing these adventure videos, and getting out on the water in a kayak will be perfect. And then the opportunity to actually catch my dinner will be just awesome. It's just a loon passing by here. He's called out a couple times. Oh, just missed that fish jumping out of the water. Just out of frame. It's really warm out actually, but it's just started to rain, as you can see. Well, it decided to rain, and I've sought shelter inside the Forester. I'm actually thinking I'm probably going to leave out of here early, just because the weather's not cooperating the way I'd like. And I thought I would just wait it out in here and kind of chill and hang out and relax, but it's been, a good hour. The rain's kind of been on and off, and I just see nothing but overcast and dark clouds in the distance. It's getting into the late afternoon anyway, so I'm going to pack up and head out, and that way I can at least get home before dark. And really, I don't have a lot of stuff out, so it's not going to take me very long to get out of here. Didn't really expect the weather to turn like this, and it was really hard to judge beforehand. I realized there was going to be a little bit of rain, but it just continues, and then every time the rain shuts off, the flies just come out like crazy. But it's not a big deal. I enjoyed myself. This is a site that I'll definitely come back to next year. I just want to, get that kayak together, and I will be going fishing on this lake, hopefully doing a catch and cook. So in any case, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.